IndySoft, MetConnect support. Introduced in version 12.1, you now have the ability to seamlessly import Fluke MetCal data into IndySoft using MetConnect. To start the MetConnect setup, you will first go into the user location settings in IndySoft, which is easily accessed under the top left-hand corner menu under Edit User Location Settings. And once this dialog pops up, you will notice that we have a new tab here called MetConnect at the very bottom. Here is where you will input the information for MetConnect that will allow you to make a connection through IndySoft. So you will need the MetConnect server and port, as well as the MetConnect API key, which is provided to you by Fluke. Once you have imported this information successfully, make sure that you save before closing the dialog. For good practice, I'm going to recommend that we now reload all settings by right-clicking in the Navy header and hitting on Reload All Settings. This will refresh the IndySoft screen completely. And our next step is to go into the Workflow Configuration utility in IndySoft. This can be accessed from the Options Flyout tab on the right-hand side under Workflow Configuration. Once this opens up, you want to navigate into your calibration event. You can do this using the arrows at top or the navigator option as well. And you can make sure that you are in the correct event by looking in the top right-hand corner with all the names. So once you are in calibration, be sure to go down to step 19, Custom Rules. And one thing to keep note of is if you do not have a core scripting license with IndySoft, then you will not be able to just add a project seamlessly. You will need to actually get a scripting response code from us. If that is the case, then simply just call up IndySoft support and we are happy to help take care of that with you. If you do have a scripting code license, then you can just start up a new project and it will pull up immediately. When you start a new custom rule, this defaults to a script-only rule. What you want to do is switch this from script-only to project, and the interface will change like this. Put in your custom rule name. I'm going to keep it simple and call it Pull MetConnect Results. The next step that is important is the trigger action. The trigger action, we have added a new one specifically for this feature called Pull MetConnect Results. So make sure that the trigger action is set to Pull MetConnect Results here. Next, we will add a project. Click on Add Project and then put in your project name. In the Create From section, you want to change from blank project over to From Backup Project. This will prompt a file explorer where you will choose the correct script. The IndySoft installation directory will default to C Program Files IndySoft for 64-bit installations. If you are using a 32-bit installation, then this default location is C Program Files x86 IndySoft. I am using a 64-bit app, so I am just in my Program Files folder. Scroll down until you find the zip file called Pull MetConnect Results. Open that. Now this will automatically open up the project script for you to save. You can save the script either using the File icon tab here under Save Project, or when you go to exit out, you will also get prompted if you would like to save the project changes to the database. And you want to hit Yes. Once that is complete, your custom rule should look similar to this. Click OK. Next, be sure that you save your calibration event configuration using the icon in the top left-hand corner. Once that is saved, we can go back into our main screen and reload all settings once again. Our next step is to launch our calibration event. I've created a test piece of equipment here called Test 123, and I've changed my test points to the Fluke MetCal procedure type. This is an important aspect here because if you are in a standard type, that will not work. You also need to be sure to have at least one test point record inside. Once you've ensured all of that, you can go ahead and click on your calibration event to launch. In your calibration results tab, you will now see a new icon with the Fluke logo, and if you highlight over, it will say Import MetConnect Results. When you click on this, that will launch our project script. You will first see the IndySoft asset ID number as well as the event number, and then a button here to import the MetCal results. As long as your IndySoft asset ID number matches your MetConnect asset ID numbers, then by default this will work out as expected. If your ID numbers happen to be different, it's not a lost cause. We can adjust the script to work with you, and of course that would require some custom scripting and service hours. But otherwise, you can go ahead and start importing the MetCal results. Now, my server is not actually up and running right now, which is why I get this little error, but what will happen is all of your test point information and data points will come in for a review for you to import. And essentially that is how the MetConnect support works within the IndySoft calibration event.